Well, hello everybody. I want to do this live. I know it's dark. I just got down here. I'm gonna flip the camera. I miss Tommy. I seen him shooting his live. There's Cook County. Still got security vehicles here. And the reality I wanted to tell Tommy was, this bar, Cook County, is listed as closed on Google. It's a private event tonight. And of course, that's Mark Carney. But it's not just Mark Carney, it's UCP too. And we still have parliamentary security and Alberta sheriffs all under cover. And it's for Alberta politicians from the legislature as well as Liberal insiders in the Carney circle. And they're here tonight in Edmonton. It was really funny. I was in the south side, and I have explosive, rather disgusting news to share with all Canadians, all Albertans. I'm going to put the camera down. Like, I'm sitting here. They're still partying inside. You can see right in there. There's people in there, and they're Liberals and UCP insiders alike. I actually recognized one woman. I ran down the street for Tommy. I recognized one of the women and her partner walking, and I've seen them before too. And they're Albertan, and they're political. They're UCP. And they gave me that snarly look, right? Oh yeah, there's more here. Another set. I should show this suit and tie. Another set. Oop. Yeah, another set, suit and tie there. Yeah. All a joke. Alberta, Ontario, it's all one. And I'm going to tell you what happened to me today. It's actually explosive. It's shocking. What brought me to the south side, I was at my daughter's college today. You know, Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. She's taken a 2-year program, but I've got it all wrong, folks. It's not technically a 2-year program anymore. It's a 4-quarter program. You see, the tuition is in 4 quarters, not annual anymore. Now, I don't know how long Alberta and Canada have been running the scam, but folks, I can tell you the same program, United States of America, it was more expensive than Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. It was about 32% more expensive in USD and just in tuition fees. It worked out 32% a year more. Oops. You see, I was foolish to believe that Alberta and Canada run schools on an annual basis, meaning fall and spring, the 8-month program, like I took when I was young, right? The school says, hey, this is how much it costs per year for your program. This is the annual tuition. Except it's not. It's the quarterly tuition, meaning I'm paying now 40% more in Canadian converted from USD than I would pay in the United States, meaning all things equal, I'm now actually paying 40% more to put my daughter in school in Alberta. Oh, and there's also now the secret Alberta Treasury branch tax I have to pay because I'm Albertan, because my daughters have Alberta Treasury branch bank accounts and I hold an Alberta Treasury branch bank account. I also have to pay a 2.5% surtax on top of that. Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. So all that crud last year when I applied my daughter, after we looked at all the schools, even looked at the United States, and chose in my home province Northern Alberta Institute of Technology because I thought it was cheapest with the most available. Well, it isn't. In fact, it's 40% more than all American institutions. To put it in perspective, I looked at a property in the United States in the Ozark. And Missouri, I looked at that college, that Institute of Technology, hosting the same program. To put it in perspective, not only could I have put my daughter in school there, I could have also bought 3 acres and already afforded myself a basement, a foundation and basement on the property. That's the difference I've been conned out of in my home province. And to put salt to the wound, Nate operates on Toronto Dominion Bank and Royal Bank of Canada. Alberta Treasury Branch isn't recognized in Northern Alberta Institute of Technology because I don't have, and my daughters don't have, Toronto Dominion, Bank of Montreal, or Royal Bank of Canada accounts. I have to pay a 2.5% tax in Alberta in an Alberta institution because I have an Alberta bank account. I shit you not. Anyone, if you have children in school in Alberta, you're going to go through this if you're using an Alberta Treasury Branch bank account, meaning you're an Albertan who banks with Alberta's bank. You have to pay a tax because your institution isn't owned and operated by the province. It's actually a joint venture out of Ontario with other institutions that are all encompassing. So we don't even have provincial institutions, even though our constitution says education's provincial, but Alberta apparently gave all that away. So I thought I was paying an annual tuition like the United States of America in all 50 states. I have the same program in Missouri. I passed up on because Alberta was almost 20% cheaper. But in fact, it isn't, because that was only a quarter. I find out today they break it down into, this is called fall. Then there's now what's called winter, not spring. Then I pay next year in spring, and then I pay fall again. 4 quarters, full 4 tuitions, meaning the program's twice as expensive as they advertised it per annum to be. Like it always was when I was young, and also how it absolutely is entirely in the United States of America. And I phoned to check, and sure enough, that program is per annum, meaning that covers still a fall and spring semester, 8 months of school, 2 semesters. I got screwed in my home province, in my home country. I got double the bill now because apparently Canada bills in quarters and semesters. They can't be upfront and honest with you. They lie, at least to Canadians. Maybe it's different for foreign students, but I doubt it. But I know they get all funded and they get all the loans while we pay out of pocket. And I'm taxed to pay for all of them. It would be nice to talk to Mark Carney or any of these goofballs. I can see, yeah, here we go. So those government officials with the secret vans, the unmarked, they just picked one guy up in suit and tie, and another one's pulled in. Oh, here we go. Yep, security. All the same stuff we went through at the B7 Summit in Ontario. So there's still officials here. Yeah. Oh, look, he has to open the door for him. Isn't that nice? Oh, he's armed. Oh, he's walking around. I wonder if he's going to come talk to me. What a joke. He might come over. That'll be funny. I'd like that. Oh, no. They're pulling all the barriers now. They're taking the last of the guests out. Political officials. So I'll show you. I'll flip the camera. Pretty funny. So Cook County officially closed, but not for UCP. So that security guys, see that pylon? All of it was closed. You couldn't get in there. He just opened it. He just picked up a politician in suit and tie, put him in there. And now, yeah, they're going through. They're grabbing somebody else. So the last person, he's going in to get the other one. He's already loaded somebody up in the back. Yeah, what a joke. What a joke. Yeah, it was interesting. Too bad Tommy went running and packing there. I wish he would have hang on. I pulled up my car, and the parking lot's right across the street, and I hollered at him, but he didn't hear me, and he was already walking because he watched the motorcade go. And, of course, that was Mark Carney. But there's others. Actually, there's another MP here. There's a Liberal MP, a Sikh MP, and he's there with security right now. But, like I said, they're all garbage anyway. All of them are pieces of shit. But I wanted Canadians to know that, especially Albertans. The con job, how far Alberta and Canada are gone. We hear a lot, and I can tell you firsthand, it's all a lie. Alberta doesn't run its own education, at least not in the post-secondary university. It's all run by Ottawa. The Premier doesn't have a ministry on that. If they did, I wouldn't have went through the banking issues I had today with ATB. I wouldn't be paying a 2.5% tax to utilize the Ontario Financial in order to pay my daughter's other fees and hidden agendas, and then find out that the tuition, yeah, it's annual, they say 2025, meaning fall of 2025. They call it now winter 2026, except for winter officially starts in December, so that's still in 2025. Total lie. It's such a scumbag country we live in now. They can't even be honest about doubling the cost of school and education, meaning we've far surpassed the United States of America. Canadian education is much, much more expensive, and they now break it down in quarters. On the surface, they pretend it's one thing, but in actuality, it's broken down by the quarter, by the 4-month semester. And that's what they do now. And then they charge you another semester, not annual like the United States, meaning, again, everybody, all institutions I looked at in the United States are actually terrifically more cheaper than Canada's institutions, offering the exact same programs. Again, Missouri was more than 40% cheaper. In the Ozark, not only could have I put my daughter in school all year, that covered, I could have bought 3 acres and put in a pad and a basement, concrete, in a place in the Ozark. That's what I could have done. I was conned, manipulated, bamboozled. This is how it is in Canada now. This is how it is in Alberta, absolutely. I would think it's all across Canada like that. If you haven't put a kid in school under Alberta Treasury Branch in Alberta, good luck with that. You're going to find you get a 2.5% tax, as well as it's very, very complex to use ATB. It's very hard to use your card. It's brutal. It means it's not accepted. Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. What's the University of Alberta like? All I know is I learned a painful lesson about just how far gone Canadian education is, how far gone Alberta is. A lot of Albertans talk about independence. Your province is gone. You've lost your post-secondary institutions. You've lost your entire academia a very long time ago. I don't know when they did this switch, but it's been done, and it's in place in my time, in my daughter's time. And since nobody's bitching about it, it's probably been that way for some time. Just a big con job. That's my video. Loser Cruiser here at Cook County Saloon, that's officially closed today. You can Google it, it says it's closed, but obviously it's not closed, and there's a big party going on there for Liberals and UCP alike. And how do I know that? Because just 2 hours ago where I was, Daniel Smith and Mark Carney met downtown, and they were hashing out their program, and from there they came over here to party Well, I went home and started looking at my finances about what I have to do now this winter, and monies I've saved are now going to have to go towards my daughter's education because schooling's twice as more expensive as they let on. That it's a lie. American education, if you haven't put your kids in post-secondary yet, I suggest you go to the United States, get out of Canada. That means Alberta, that means everywhere. It's a scam. It's a scam, as everything in Canada is a scam. USA's far surpassing us. There are hidden costs, lies, even the presentation about annual tuition that's always been that way is presented now in quarters after the fact. Once you start the semester, oh, by the way, that's only for a quarter, one semester. We tricked you, ha ha ha. This is Canada. Our education costs twice as much as the United States, but we make out like it doesn't, but that's all a lie. That's my video. Share, share, share. The disease is right in front of me at Cook County Saloon. It runs Alberta entirely. It runs Daniel Smith entirely. It's all theater. You're all misled. Oh yeah, more liberals, more conservatives. All the high, almighty, tidy elites of the party are there. Private security, all paid for by taxpayers. Still going hard, all suit and tie. I can see UCP. I can see Liberal alike. This is Ottawa, Alberta, hand in hand. Carney might be gone, but Alberta politicians and Liberal Party of Canada politicians are certainly there. Lots of Sikhs, lots of Middle Easterners, lots of all of them. In fact, that's Mark Carney. Look at this. It's Mark Carney. Wow. Look at that. There's Mark Carney. That's Mark Carney. Oh my God. That's Mark Carney and his wife. Wow. And his security. That's Mark Carney and his wife. Wow. Can't believe it. Can see him clear as day, and he's freaking out. He's freaking out. Wow. Wow. He's losing it. Something didn't go well. Obviously, him and Daniel Smith didn't see eye to eye. Wow. That is absolutely Mark Carney. I wish Tommy didn't take off. That is Mark Carney incognito. And you know what? I don't even think that's his wife. I think that's him and Daniel Smith having a go at it. Oh, I wish my camera was cleaned up. That's Daniel Smith and Mark Carney having a go at it. That's Daniel Smith and Mark Carney. Premier Daniel Smith and Mark Carney. Right in front of me. And they're in a heated argument. Wow. Oh, helicopter overhead. Look at that. This was totally top secret. That is Daniel Smith. Look at this. Now there's security around them. It's Mark Carney and Daniel Smith arguing profusely. Wow. Wow. They're incognito. That is them. I guarantee you. Unreal. Unreal. And they're going at it hard. Huh. And they're surrounded by security left and right of them. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Folks, I'm going to get back. I was so upset today. I had so much. Oh, there's a bunch of security here now. Look at that. Mark Carney didn't leave. And that's Daniel Smith. I knew they were together. They were together downtown, too. Right at my event. And now here they are partying together. That's Daniel Smith. That's Mark Carney. They're out of dress. Wow. Wow. He's the same height as she is, you know that? That's hilarious. He's a little runt. My goodness. Wow. Oh, they're both getting in the vehicle. Look at that. They're both going in the security truck. There's a bunch of I wish my camera was clear and I wasn't so far away. Yeah, they're in the security truck. They just went in there. It's Mark Carney and Daniel Smith. It was. Absolutely, that was. What a joke. Wow, and they were going at it. I'm going to have to go back through the video. See what I can blow up and screenshot. They were going at it hard. That's hilarious. He was waving and flailing his arms. They're both in this security van now. Wow. That's my video, folks. Share, get it out there. I wish Tommy would have stuck around. That's too bad. All right, bye now.